Okay guys, welcome back to another account breakdown. Today we're going to show you how we took a brand from a pretty good month in November to an even better month in April using Google Ads. So I'm joined here with my senior account manager, Felix, and we're going to show you the results that we were able to generate in Shopify, and then we're going to break down exactly how we were able to get those results in Google Ads. And stick around to the end of the video so you see the whole strategy, because we have a pretty cool structure for this one. So Felix, do you want to go ahead and break to the people down what we saw with this one?
Absolutely. So let's dive right in. Here we have a report from Shopify sales. As we can see, November was quite a good month for this client with Black Friday and everything, but we were able to surpass these results on April without even being any special sale or anything, just with consistency and good performance from Google Ads. So as we can see here, we went from 560K to 614K just by working on the campaigns, optimizing, adding, scaling campaigns, and so on.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning as well that this is a brand that does tend to do a lot of sales volume in the Q4 months, in the Black Friday months. So the reason we're showing you this is because, you know, the fact that we were able to add an extra $50,000 in revenue in kind of what is, I guess, an off-season month is the reason we're showing you this, because, you know, with Google Ads, you get a lot of consistency, and Google Ads, unlike Meta, can be a very good option for you if you want year-round consistency, because, you know, people are always going to be searching for your products, whether it's in Black Friday, off-season. Yes, obviously, you're going to increase your conversion rates when you're using, you know, discounts and sales like you will be in Black Friday, but even in the off-season, if you have the right structure, good converting campaigns, good converting ads, you can still get an increase in results.
Yeah, absolutely, George. So I would build on that and say that almost half of this was profit for the client. He's got really good profit margins. So in terms of ad spend between Google Ads and Meta, we spent around $71K. So that means that after paying for marketing costs and including agency fee, his contribution margin too was around 50% or 300K, which is really good. That's money that the client pocket for himself.
Nice. It's profitable to work with us.
Yeah, you can say so. Okay. So I guess now we can dive deep into the strategy on what actually drove these results during April. As you can see here, we have a bit of a more complex structure for this ad account. We have over 18 campaigns running simultaneously, and the reason for this is because the segmentation has a rationale. So we are segmenting with purpose. We are just not segmenting for the sake of running multiple campaigns, but there's a reason behind each one of them. So let's start with PMax, which is the thick of it. There's loads of PMax in this account, and the reason for it is, it is because we have one PMax per vertical. That way we are able to scale profitably each vertical. We have control on consistent messaging across platforms, and users can see relevant images and videos instead of just having one PMax with multiple asset groups by separating.
What was the total ad spend for this period here in April?
Let's have a look at it. So it was about 65K from.
So to my knowledge, I don't think this client was doing much in regards to Meta ads in April, right?
Exactly, because total spend was 71K. So 65 was on Google and the rest was Meta.
There you go. So 71K for over 600K. It's a pretty nice spot to be in. Now, obviously, there's going to be, the client will do a lot of sales through wholesale, I believe, and you know, over the phone and things like that. But obviously, still a very healthy place to be in.
Exactly, yeah. And we'll cover more of that later. We have a specific campaign to help with that.
But yeah, anyway, back to what you were saying with PMax, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see here, we have a ton of PMax campaigns. That's 12 PMax campaigns, out of which 4 of them are bucketing campaigns. So for those wondering what bucketing is, we're using a script to tell us which products are performing better, and so we are able to bid more aggressively for those products that are driving the results and bid a bit more conservatively for those products that are a bit more stagnant or are not as profitable. Okay, so that's PMax. In here, why we have the bucketing running alongside each vertical, it's because it's a nice add-on to have. So if you are just running the vertical PMax campaign in which you're pushing your assets and your videos, your copy, all of that, you may be missing out on some conversions. That's why we have an extra layer on top of that with the bucketing campaigns, which are feed-only campaigns. This means that they only show the products instead of the videos, the images, and all of that.
Really quick, guys, if you are an e-commerce brand owner and you want to work with me and my team on your Google ads, your Facebook ads, your email marketing, you can click the first link in the description to book a call, and we will go through your marketing in depth and show you how to scale it. Back to the video.
Awesome. Moving on to shopping. Shopping is a lot more simpler than that, but it also follows the same principle in which we have a kind of fallback campaign to make sure that we are capturing all that demand for non-branded terms. So we have a non-branded shopping, and on top of that we have another non-branded shopping running for the revenue driving products. These are products that are working really well for this account and they are driving most of the revenue. So we want to scale this further, and we have enough conversions in the account to make this segmentation and add this extra campaign on top.
And I guess this works nicely because obviously back in Q4, Google allowed for shopping campaigns to outrank Performance Max campaigns targeting the same products, right? So actually what we're seeing is here, this shopping campaign is clearly getting a pretty good quality score. So it's ranking above PMax and it's driving a lot of sales.
Yeah, as you can see, 14K was invested into only the revenue driving campaign. And it was very successful, obviously.
32K,
yeah. So we used Triple Whale to look at the conversion value anyways, but it was a really successful campaign. And on top of that, obviously we have the brand protection campaign. In this case, the name of the brand are common words instead of a made-up name. So that's why we use TROAS in this case.
Nice.
Awesome. Moving on to search. Okay, so before we came in, this client had multiple search campaigns, but these search campaigns didn't have enough conversions to justify this segmentation. So we came in and consolidated all this search campaign into different ad groups. And by doing this, now the client is able to still capture demand, but it has enough conversions within the campaign for this campaign to excel and succeed at finding these new customers.
Nice.
Okay. On top of that, we also have a leads campaign. As we said, this client is kind of a high ticket item. I would say the average order value is around 500, but they definitely have very, very high ticket products in the store, maybe 3K, 4K even. So some of the users that come through prefer to ring them up and ask for more details. That's why we have a separate leads campaign here, and we track this with the right offline conversion tracking and enhanced conversions for leads.
Very nice. And the bottom of funnel campaign there, is that doing much?
So this one is a brand protection here. Is just to make sure we're capturing demand and it's not a big spender, or anything. And completely dominating the space for the brand. That's what we want at a very low cost.
Great, awesome. Obviously important to have, because I know this space that this client is in is competitive, and so obviously it's good to see as well that we're A, not spending much, and B, taking up good search impression share. If your branded search campaign is less than, I think, 80% search impression share, I think that's fair to say, you've probably got an issue there. Either you've got a seriously competitive market and you need to bid more, or, I don't know, there could be something wrong, but you should be seeing at least above 80% search impression share.
I would say that's a good reference, Okay, so other than that, some important things to note is to leverage the first party data. So this client was not using it at all. So we came in, connected with Klaviyo, GA4 audiences, and then we selected the PMAX campaigns to bid dollars and 0.1 more aggressively for new customers. So that way we were able to kind of skew campaigns towards finding these new customers, and it worked really well. So I think that's everything.
Awesome. Nice. And then I guess for me, in terms of questions, if you just go back to like the overview of the account. So in this period, we only spent $60,000 or so on Google. It's quite an interesting account because I think this is a very Google dominant brand. I think a lot of brands that come to us and work with us, they're usually Meta dominant, and Google is kind of like the second channel. But for this brand, Google is by far the number one. In fact, they oftentimes, many months have not even run Meta. I wonder, why does Google work so well for this brand?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. And it has to do a lot with the vertical in which this client operates. It's very intent driven. So people have a specific problem with their vehicle, and they type in the search bar this specific product. And from the get-go, our objective has been to completely dominate the space. So they are very reliant on Google. So we worked on a very tight strategy for the products and the campaigns to always show on top with the right keywords and the right stage of the funnel as well.
Yeah, nice. And I think another big focus we've had for this brand is looking more at MER, right? So looking at MER and contribution margin and overall Shopify revenue, not getting too caught up in the ROAS of the individual campaigns. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So much so that I don't think we even look at ROAS in this account anymore. ROAS could be almost like 1x or 5x. It is a good reference point. If it's above 3x, we know that we can be more aggressive, but we are only looking at MER. MER is our North Star here, and we know that it needs to be below a certain percentage, and if it goes above that, it means we are being too aggressive or the ads are not being profitable. So we need to cut down on costs, or the other way around, increase if we see that we have more room.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess it's so important, isn't it? I've got another video on this channel about like talking about why MER is the king and ROAS isn't. I know a lot of people watching this will still be relying on ROAS. But I guess like just quickly, what would be your thoughts on that? Like why do you think a lot of brands, aren't looking at MER? Like why are they not optimizing for MER in that way? Or maybe when is the best point to transition to looking into MER? Because I understand obviously for startup brands, it can be difficult to zoom out that far. You're still quite in the weeds. Whereas a bigger company like this, borderline, I think an 8-figure company, it's a little bit easier. Yeah.
So I would say one of the key factors is that it's easier to track ROAS because we have it in the app platform, and it's just easy to look at, and it looks very logical, right? I invested this much, I got out this much, okay, therefore it is working. But the caveat to this is that we are relying too much on Google telling us if they are working or not, and that's a biased point of view, because obviously Google will want you to invest more on the platform even if you have a great tracking. That's why we use third-party attribution software that can let us know what the MER looks like. And MER is also great because it gets rid of this attribution problem. Okay, so we are looking at what's the overall marketing spend and what's the total cause and effect at the end of that.
Yeah, awesome. And finally, before I let you go, back to the Google Ads accounts. What is your plan to scale this client to the next level? I'm guessing $1 million a month. Surely it's got to be a goal in their mind.
Yeah, exactly. So the goal for this month is already at 700K, and I think after that we are on track for 1 million a month. And the next steps to be taken in here is to beef up our search campaigns. We have a ton of data from scripts that look at our search terms in PMAX and our shopping campaigns for keywords that are converting well, that are selling well, and we need to beef up our search campaigns with that data that we've already bought, essentially.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Felix. I'll let you get back to the Google Ads.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching that video with me and Felix, breaking down how we took that brand all the way up to over 600K a month, even in the off season using Google Ads. Now, if you are a Shopify brand owner and you want to work with our agency for either Google Ads or Facebook ads, you can go ahead and click the first link in the description and hop on a call with my team, and we'll be able to give you an action plan as to how we can scale your e-commerce brand's marketing. If you just want to learn how we run Google Ads in this way and actually get taught by Felix, by myself, by our other members of our team, you can click the second link in the description, I think it is, to go ahead and check out our Google Ads course. And we're always looking for new members to come and join our team. If you're a media buyer, if you're a fantastic e-commerce marketer, then you should also click the other link down there as well to apply. And yeah, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.